Beautiful crisp winter's morning this morning, and today I just wanted to talk about goals, and specifically this is actually part of a course assignment that I'm doing on the study of natural health and naturopathy. So that's mainly what my talk is going to be about today, and why I've decided to choose that course of study, and what are my goals, and goals for the future. As you can see, it's a lovely morning this morning. I thought it might be nice just to come out today because it's beautifully calm, crisp, cool, and it's just a nice setting, so I hope you enjoy it here. So I don't fit the typical student model for someone that's starting a course in naturopathy. I actually did a bit of research and found that predominantly the natural health industry is largely dominated by women. Actually, the statistics sort of put it around about 45 to 55 year old women, around about 91% of all naturopaths. Now if you extrapolate that backwards, you'll find that most people starting a course of study in naturopathy are going to be young women. So I'm a bit of an outlier in that sort of field of study. So that said, what are my reasons for deciding to follow that course of study? I think the main reason really is due to my own health experiences. I have had and still have a number of health issues over the years. I still have two at the moment, that being tinnitus, which is a constant ringing in your ears. And if you want to know what it's like to experience tinnitus, there are actually tones on YouTube which you can look up. The tone that I hear in my head is around about 9 kilohertz or 9,000 hertz. I won't play it because it tends to sort of freak people out when I play it on my computer, but you can look it up and experience what it's like for people. Some people have it worse than I do. I can sort of put it in the background, so I'm not too bad, but it can get very distracting at times. The other current health issue that I have is Farazmia, which is a distorted sense of taste and smell. Now, Farazmia, people with Farazmia usually sort of get that either from some kind of injury, whether it's like a head injury or something like that, or in my case, I got it through having a sinus infection. I've had it for about 18 months now. It's probably settled down a wee bit now from what it first started out as. Basically what happens is that all the tastes and smells and everything that you've previously experienced becomes distorted to the point where when I first got it, basically everything tasted and smelled exactly the same, and it wasn't pleasant either. But now I've things have started sort of settling out a wee bit, and while the tastes and smells are no longer what I remember them to be, or even I'm getting to the point where I've largely forgotten a lot of things that I previously used to, smell or taste. I have it now to the point where, I can enjoy food, and it's not quite as disgusting anymore. So that's one health issue. The main health issue though that I experienced, which caused me to rethink how health and wellness is delivered, is probably a couple of years ago. I had been experiencing basically sort of all over body pain. So I'd wake up in the morning and I'd be basically racked in pain, my whole body, and it would take probably a good couple of hours before things settled out during the day to where I could sort of more or less function normally. And I kind of put up with it for years because I thought, well, this is just part of getting old, because I'm in my 50s now. And I put up with it for a long time. And then finally it got to the point where I just really couldn't bear it anymore. And I went to the doctors, the traditional Western Orthodox medicine, I suppose you could call it. And they weren't actually any help. I think they probably just thought I was, slightly sad in the head or something, I don't know. So again, I put it down to just aging, and I put up with it for a long time. And then finally, out of desperation, I ended up going to a naturopath. And she did some blood tests and did some other tests as well. I can't remember the test, to be honest. But then basically she diagnosed me as having very low zinc and magnesium, and she put me on a course of zinc and magnesium to bring that back to normal. And lo and behold, that actually fixed me up. And it made me realise that the traditional health model, where you go to a GP or a doctor, is largely about looking and basically fixing the symptoms, rather than actually looking at the underlying cause of why you're, what's going on in your body. Whereas the naturopathic or natural health profession is really about looking at the whole body, looking at the whole person, taking into account all manner of things of lifestyle and all factors of what's going on in the body. And I thought, I realized I wanted to find a way of looking at myself and dealing with my own health problems, rather than relying on doctors who, while good at fixing, I guess, injury related things. You saw in one of my previous videos the box jump injury I had. Looking at a different sort of health model, which is more about us taking a holistic sort of approach. So that's why I sort of decided to look into studying naturopathy and natural health. So like I said, I'm in my 50s. I'm a bit older, not typical demographic. So I guess because I already have a different career at the moment, which is actually in IT, and I make a fairly good living out of that. I guess the approach that I'm taking maybe is a bit different. I'm not looking for a total career change at this point in my life. What I am looking for is something maybe where I can do a field of study and I can actually learn something new and have something to carry me maybe into retirement, where I can still feel useful, still feel that I can make a contribution to myself and other people's lives as well. So that's why I'm doing it. So I'm actually studying part-time, which is probably going to take me longer than the normal typical mode of study, where you study full-time, say at university or something like that. So it's going to take me longer, and it means I have to make some changes, to my routines and things like that. So that's going to take time and effort, but so that's really why I'm sort of doing it. Try and help myself and help other people. So what are my goals? So my goals primarily are really about just trying to get through this first year of study, which I'm doing part-time. Normally it would take, I think, 6 months, but I'm doing it over the course of a year. And then I'll be doing hopefully a diploma, and then the advanced diploma. And overall it's probably going to take me about 7 years to complete this particular field of study. And then I guess basically what I want to do is just gain more knowledge and maybe do some part-time work from home. And as I move into retirement from IT, maybe look at doing more of a full-time role in health consulting, working from home, that type of thing. So that's my goal. Time will tell if that's the way things are going to work out. Hopefully it will, because I really feel that the natural health industry has a great deal to contribute to people's overall well-being. So yeah, that's it for this video. Not my usual kind of video, but hopefully we'll be getting back into normal programming fairly soon. Here in New Zealand, we've just gone out of lockdown for the COVID-19. So life is starting to get back to normal. It was pretty crazy there for a while. I've just got back to the gym and starting to get back into fitness again. It was pretty difficult to find overall motivation during the lockdown time, but like I say, life is starting to return back to normal. So yeah.